Today's episode of Gareth Jones on Speed contains a number of gags or jokes. To make it easier to recognise when these gags or jokes are happening, you will hear a ding. Thank you for your assistance in this matter.
Hello, welcome to the show. I'm the Gareth. This is the Zog. Say hi.
Hello there.
And the Richard.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Not bad.
Very good, thank you. Yes.
No better than that. Just okay.
No, I'm really good.
You're really good. Okay.
Really good. Yeah,
good. Have you been reading the Times for the testing in Valencia?
Yeah.
And various
A
places?
little bit.
Yeah. Have you seen what's been going on? I'm just looking at on the last day. Kimi was quickest in the Ferrari. Second, Kovalainen. Which leads me to my first gag of the show.
Go on.
Yeah. Losing Alonso from McLaren wasn't so bad because every cloud has a Kovalainen.
Yay!
Thank you. It's my first joke for the show. Thank you for that. Thank you very much.
So that means that old Keke Hovaloven was quicker than Lewis, which...
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it? Mind you, Kimi wasn't quick until the last day because he was languishing down about 8th, wasn't he, for most of the test, I read?
Yeah. Ferrari got off to a bit of a stodgy start. I think Massa was quickest initially, and then eventually Kimi was wonderful. But it's all swapping and changing. I'm going to say this: we shouldn't read too much into this.
Well,
it's just
Well, you
testing.
have to say that, but
Yeah.
but I mean, particularly because drivers can be doing different kind of testing. Somebody can be doing long distance runs, and somebody's trying different setups, and so there could there can be. There can
Some
be good
people
reasons
in
why.
last year's Honda.
Exactly. Yeah,
That
there
might
you go.
explain.
The curious thing was that generally the older cars were doing well against the new cars. Vettel has said that he thinks his car might be at an advantage in the early part of the season because they've got it well sorted, they reckon. And he's been doing well against the other Sebastian. How about that Toro Rosso? They got a right pair of Sebastians as their drivers, didn't they? That was my second joke for the show, by the way.
They have got. They've posted some pretty fast times in the last couple of days.
Toro Rosso,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, they've been very respectable.
You know the people who are running the old cars?
Yeah.
When I get into my car, if I don't want to use the traction control, every time I start it up I have to remember to push the button. Do they have to do that as well?
They're not allowed
Remember to disengage it, otherwise it's not fair.
Well, old car with the new ECU.
But it's an interesting question. If you're saying that the old cars are kind of starting off better than the new cars, even without traction control. Why is that? Because you would think that if there's, if not having traction control is going to make much difference, that factoring that into the design of the new chassis should make it better. So what's going on?
It's one of the great imponderables, which is again why we shouldn't read too much into it. I think they're bedding in the cars. They're being very conservative with them. I think on the first few days.
But it is still notable.
An ugly word, but,
it is. But here's the biggest curiosity. Sorry, Zog.
No. I was just going to say that one of the things you can take out of it is that McLaren and Ferrari are both looking quick. It doesn't look like we're going to see much of a change from Ferrari and McLaren at the front, and
we're not going to see a Force India car in the top 10, are we? Not that we've seen their new car
Wouldn't
yet.
put much.
Love them, by the way. Love them. I'm wearing a Jordan shirt as we talk on
Well,
the show.
Fisichella's driving for them.
Yeah.
It has a pair of comedy large breasts on the front. Rogside Jordan, sorry.
But if evidence was needed that we shouldn't read too much into what's going on in testing at the moment, someone who's been strikingly quick is young Nakajima Jr., who's been fourth on the last day in the Williams Toyota, which is those three things, if you add them up, shouldn't equal to fourth, should they? Williams, Nakajima, Toyota, really not in its current trend, unless Williams have found something. I don't know. Zen?
Well, I mean, I think you could reasonably read into that either Williams are going to have a pretty good car this year, or that Nakajima is quick. One of those two. Pretty safe bet, I think. Or both.
Both.
I think.
God, imagine that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's going to be entertaining.
I think Williams are going to have a good. I think they are going to have a good year.
Well, let's see. One cuckoo does not make spring, and one quick lap does not make a season.
Wise words, mate.
Gareth Jones on Speed is very normal. Very, very normal.
Lewis, you're 4/10 down on high key. We can't actually understand this, so get yourself out of the car and we'll have a look at the...
What are those?
They're my new race boots.
Those aren't standard issue.
No, they're made of gold.
They're what? Have you any idea how much those must weigh? And what the bloody hell is that?
It's my new watch. Solid gold, plated with gold.
But you can't even raise your arm.
Yeah, I know.
Wait a second. Show me your teeth.
Oh!
What the hell are these? Gold teeth?
I got them from Snoop Doggy Dog. He rinsed them first.
Right, that's it. Get away from the McLaren.
Sorry, I can't. Golden handcuffs.
Do you know what's weird as well about that? While the testing's going on, they still keep seeing headlines about this spying scandal, which you sort of thought had been put to bed by now, but they're obsessed with it.
Oh yeah, they're talking about more screens and stuff around the cars and stuff, and Ferrari made a statement saying that they tightened up security from now on to protect information.
How fast was that last lap?
Sorry, Kimmy, that's classified.
What? But how are my tyres?
I can tell you, Kimmy, but then I'd have to kill you.
Oh, this is stupid. Wait, I've got the McLaren coming up behind me.
Push the self-destruct, Kimmy. Repeat, self-destruct, then take cyanide pill. The blue cow flies over the old queen.
What you talking about? Ralph isn't in F1 anymore.
Step Central with Gareth Jones on speed!
Do you love ridiculous drivers with ridiculous names?
More than life itself.
My favourite, I think, Zolt Baumgartner's always
Yes.
been a favourite of mine.
Zolt Baumgartner is a superb name.
Yeah. It's a brand, isn't it? In Germany, I think it's something for it's a weed killer, isn't it? With Zolt Baumgartner. One of my favourites. But there's some. I don't know if you've got any favourite ridiculous names. You always mention UGE Day. He's got to be your favourite.
In F1, yeah, I sort of collect the stupid names generally. Like a mate of mine used to work with a guy called Steve Smooha, and
Really?
yeah, genuinely
Smooha?
Smooha. Yes, I don't know where that comes from, but yeah, Steve Smooha.
Gaston Mazzacane was a favourite, wasn't it, Zog? Do you remember Gaston Mazzacane?
Yeah. No.
Oh, the dog
not-
killer.
That's
We said that last time. We have to
Did we
qualify
say that?
It just means dog killer. It doesn't mean he kills dogs. He might. We don't know.
Although on a sort of vaguely latterly related note, not a ridiculous name, but one of the sort of nice sounding names of recent times, Timo Glock.
Oh,
Yes.
Lovely
yeah.
Yes.
name.
Sorry, did someone just drop a Swiss clock then? Timo Clock.
It's a beautifully formed name.
Yeah, and he's great. Timo, 1 point for Jordan when he had a race in Canada. We were at Le Mans, we watched it, I remember. And him being in the Toyota, it's going to be a bit of a hurry up. He's great, Timo Glock. He was great in GP2. Which brings me, thank you, Zog, very neatly to whole reason for this. I'm serious.
away.
I want to talk about the new GP2 Asia series. Have you noticed this is Bernie and co trying to steal a bit of a march on A1 Grand Prix by running cars similar in spec in a rival series in some ways.
Is this a thing that's supported by the speed car race, which Lacey is in now? Yep.
Yeah, and Johnny Herbert too, and a few other interesting guys. I just don't think motor racing should be a contact sport, though. I can't do NASCAR. Convert me. But the point is this, right? Here's some of the guys in the GP2 Asia series. I love the names; they're beautiful. Now we all know Roman Grosjean. He's appeared in A1, right? He's been in GP2. He's good. Fairuz Fauzi, I know Fairuz, Malaysian lad. Karen Shanduk, we've mentioned Karen Shanduk and his big eyebrow, and he's doing well in. Well, he'll be in GP2 Europe this year, right? Hiroki Yoshimoto, good one, there, isn't it? Nice rhythm. Alberto Valerio.
Oh,
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
dirty.
David Valsecchi. Good. Valsecchi, driving for Durango. Andy Soucek, we've known him. All right, Andy. All right. Jerome Ambrosio.
Ambrosio?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Vitaly Petrov. Should be a cosmonaut. Vitaly Petrov. I think he had an A1 drive once. Ho Bin Tung. He's great. He's been in the A1... Ho Bin Tung. Chinese. Been in the A1 GP car.
Pin tongue.
I certainly think he is. Christian Bakerud. These Netherlands. Marco Bonnenomon. Too many M's and O's. Milos Pavlovich.
Yes.
We like this. Okay. And my mate, Adam Khan.
Yep.
Adam Khan. Who's from,
Adam Khan's going to rock you.
and he's a Yorkshire lad, Adam Khan. Love him to bits. Good luck, he's doing well. Jason Tahinchi, Gesundheit. And Michael Herc. You all right, mate? Herc! We shouldn't make fun of people's names.
I was just going to say, sorry,
But we're going
probably
to.
like in Japan or somewhere, there's like Taki Yamamoto on speed, and they're reading out some names and they're going, Gareth Jones. That literally translates as, oh no, there is a poo on my sake.
Hey, listen. You ask any people in the Netherlands what Gaz Top means. I'm leaving it there. Right.
Please do email
drop
it.
us a line.
Michael Herc and Bruno Senna, of course, who's been in GP2. But my absolute favourite, I love this one. Let me please say it right first time, because I'll blow it otherwise. Harold Schlegelmilch.
Schlegelmilch.
Sounds like some kind of dessert, Austrian dessert, maybe?
Yeah.
Breakfast cereal or something.
Would sir like a coffee? No, just a Schlegelmilch, please. What does that translate? It's like squirrel milk or something.
I hope not.
Have you ever tried to milk a squirrel? It's really difficult.
Admit it, boys, we're just fans of cars. I hold my hand up, I'm Gareth
yes.
Jones, I have a problem with cars and 80s music.
Guilty.
Yes, and your point being, what?
Look,
Something
I
to
don't-
be ashamed of.
I got very excited a couple of weeks ago, I think now, when I found a picture on the internet of the Aston Martin that's going to be racing at Le Mans this year, and I was so excited I immediately forwarded it to Zog on his phone.
Because of the colour scheme, because of that famous powder blue and orange livery. It's the Gulf colours.
Yeah.
Hang on. Just close your eyes, everyone. Just picture, what do we call it? Is it the DBR9? Right. Picture that in powder blue with the big Gulf orange circle on the bonnet there, and that stripe down the middle. If anything was built to race at Le Mans, that car in those colours, that's wonderful, isn't it?
It is fantastic, and it's 40 years since the Gulf colours, that colour scheme first appeared on a Ford GT40, and that is sort of why they're doing it. Bringing it back.
So it's kind of
Sponsoring
completing the
Aston.
circle. Yeah.
So obviously they want them to do well, because the GT40s did pretty damn fine in 1968 at Le Mans, so there's honour to be upheld there, because also those Gulf Porsches did pretty well in the 70s.
They did 71 and fantastic.
There was a car running in the Gulf colours at Le Mans last year, wasn't there?
one of
Robbie
the,
Kerr was driving one of the cars.
Yeah.
And it did, I can't remember, reasonably well midfield. I may be wrong there.
But as soon as you
And
see
it's been
those
on the
colours,
alleys a
you
couple
just
of
kind of go,
times,
it's something...
Shiver up
I
your
don't know.
spine.
I don't know why.
No, I mean,
colours, but it's just
real.
so iconic.
Yeah, I mean, there are, that Ferrari red, arguably the British Racing green has that sort of same evocative thing. But I think the Gulf colours are more special. There's something particularly
just touches a nerve.
in a way, because they're sort of almost been associated with, as you say, such particularly fabulous cars, such iconic vehicles, GT40 and the 917. But I was just going to say that one thing about the DBR9. It looks good, however you paint it.
That's true.
It looked
True.
fabulous
Yeah.
in the green.
Yeah.
It looked fabulous in the. Was it black?
It was a very
last
dark
year,
blue one as well. The Italian team running
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Very dark blue. And even
And they all
that-
look fantastic.
Yeah. Bless it.
You could
Well,
stretch that theory and see if it would look cool still if you did it like sort of non-metallic brown or something like that. I reckon it'd still look pretty cool.
Yeah, so
But were you
Austin
saying
Allegro
about,
style, maybe. That would be a concept.
Sahara beige.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite colours. So we applaud Dave Richards for that, or whoever's responsible, perhaps at Ford, for helping it happen. I think it's part of the sweetener deal, maybe. Guessing.
Who knows?
Yeah, but also another bit of news, which was no one's really mentioned this.
Aston News.
That's all it is.
We like Aston.
There's going to be an Aston Martin powered LMP1 coupe, a sports prototype, running at Le Mans this year. A pro-drive car, so if you like, it's an official Aston Martin. Although, who's running it?
Cheroux Racing, I think. Yeah, so it's going to be a Cheroux Racing entry with an Aston Martin engine, rather than being an outright Aston Martin entry. But even so, it's still Aston Martin challenging for outright victory at Le Mans, which Dave Richards said he was going to do after the DBR's won.
I don't know if we mentioned it on the programme, but as we stood in the rain on the start-finish straight there at Le Mans this year, we heard Dave Richards make this bold statement, we could be going for an outright victory. And everyone went, wow, amazing. No, surely not. He's just euphoric. They've done well. But fantastic, he's there. I don't know why I get so very excited about Aston Martin winning at Le Mans. over perhaps anyone else. But there's something about it that tickles me. I don't know. You probably feel the same, both of you. Am I right? I mean, you're a Porsche man, Tog.
Absolutely, but I love the idea of Aston Martin racing for outright victory at Le Mans rather than just racing GT. But in terms of, if you're asking why is it exciting, I think one of the reasons is possibly that, unlike, say, Jaguar, which I think, whilst it also has, it's got that great, it's got a bit of history at Le Mans to tap into. Aston Martin is much more of a sports car company at the moment. It's not making. Jaguar is a company that makes executive saloons, basically, whereas Aston Martin is a company that makes performance cars,
and so they should be there.
That's why it's more exciting. Yeah, it's more appropriate.
Yeah.
That's simple as that.
If they're going to be there, I guess we're going to be there, aren't we, this year? We made plans that far ahead? Yeah.
Not specific, but I'm hoping to be there.
Maybe the other way around.
Is the correct answer. That's just about it from Gareth Jones on Speed, but before we go, I have to apologise. We got in a bit of trouble, or rather I got in a bit of trouble. The minicab driver song that we did in the last show? Well, in order to record the sound of a radio controller over the radio, I actually went to a local cab company, wonderful company called Sam's Cars in Stoke Newington, and they were brilliant. They read out script I gave them, and they created stuff on their own. They couldn't have been more helpful. Then when they heard the song and the context of what we'd record, they thought we were singing about them. Now, I was to be absolutely clear, we were not singing about Sam's Cars in Stoke Newington or any reputable proprietary cab company, decent minicab company, and we use them a lot, don't we, fellas?
I do. I'm going to use one in a second to go home.
That's true. You're going to get it very late.
Quite nice cars.
Yeah,
as used by Richard Potter.
It's true. It's official. So, apologies to Sam's Cars, but no apologies to the people we were actually singing about in the song, who are the illegal cab drivers who stand on Charing Cross Road when you're coming home from a club at 4 o'clock in the morning, and they say taxi, minicab, DVD. That's who we're singing about. I stand corrected, and I apologise unreservedly.
Yes. And now go and sit on the naughty step.
Please call me Dave. No, it's David.
It was always Dave, cause that was your name and nothing ever changed. Now you're all smart and you bought Aston Martin, or at least became a front for Q80 partners. Suddenly it's changing, always rearranging. Is it Dave or David? What will it be? Is it so hard? What's on your bank cards? Do you have 2 sets of stationery? Make up your mind, David Richards. Just think, what would Attenborough do? Make up your mind, David Richards. What does your wife call you?
Please, call me David. Dave. Id. Please, call me David. Dave. Id. Please, call me David. Dave. Id. Dave. Dave.
Saw you on the TV, looking kind of scruffy. No 5 o'clock shadow, it was more bum fluffy. Do you think it's groovy, being semi-hairy when you look at Ross Brawn? Do you think he's sexy? You were kind of beard man, you're looking kind of weird man. You sit outside the station drinking cider from a tin can. Is there something wrong with your Remington? Could be something simple if the battery's gone. Make up your mind, David Richards. You need a razor, you really do. Make up your mind, David Richards. It's not hard. They sell them in boots.
On Speed at garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed was a Whizbang TV production.